Your Facebook ads aren't working. Here's how to fix it. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be very detailed. If you watch to the end, you're going to be very glad that you did. You're going to become quite a bit better at running Facebook ads by the end of this because I'm going to teach you how to think about it. I'm going to be teaching you metrics to look for, like some hard numbers, right? Like everyone likes, if this number is over 1,000, this number's under 3, cut the ad, stuff like that, right? Very concrete information that is going to be easy to follow because some of you literally just need to wait a little bit longer for your ads to play out. And some of you have had your ads running for a little bit too long. The writing's on the wall and you can make some major adjustments. But I know once all that data starts coming into Facebook, you really don't know what it means and how to react to it. At the end of this video, you're going to be very well equipped to know how to think about how to do this. Before we get started though, if you could use some professional help, there are 2 ways that I can help you: done with you or done for you services. My done with you program that I've been doing for over 4 years now is the way to learn how to run profitable Facebook ads yourself. If you don't want to rely on an agency and have that cost every single month, but you just need a little bit of guidance, you and I are going to run a successful Facebook ads campaign together. We're going to record everything that we do. We're going to publish the ads together, make the creative together, go over all the data. You're going to learn how to run ads for your company. And by the end of it, you'll be fully equipped to run your own ads yourself. It is a 1-month program. Apply to that in the description below. Book a call with me, or you can even go to my website, socialbamboo.com/DWY for done with you to get more details on how that works. If you don't want anything to do with ads, you make it halfway through this video and you realize I don't got the time for this, nor do I want to learn it at all. Totally acceptable. I get it. I can run your ads for you. My team and I will run your ads on commission base only. All right. We only make money when you get sales. So you can always afford us and you're never getting ripped off paying a $3,000 or $5,000 a month retainer every month with a minimum 4 or 6 month contract. All of the companies who tell you that will likely screw you over because they are incentivized to work less because they make the same no matter what. Either of those programs, book a free call with me, not someone on my team, below. We'll talk for 20 to 30 minutes. You'll get great advice either way, but check that out. That is going to be a much faster way to get results than watching every single one of my YouTube videos. But let's get started. For those of you who ain't trying to cough up some extra money right now, I will help you as best as I can. So the first thing that you need to do is talk about the 7 levels of importance when running your Facebook ads, because sometimes you're like, oh, do I need to switch the caption, or do I need to switch the price, or does my website look bad? You don't really know what the solution is, right? You have all of these ideas on how to fix your ad campaign, but you don't really know how much of an impact all of these variables have. So understanding this is the foundation to setting up correct thinking about how to optimize your ads. The first thing you need to know is the product itself, the product or service itself has the biggest impact on your ads results, not the messaging, not the price, not your website, not all of the videos or images. It is what you are selling itself that has the biggest impact, all right? So if I'm selling Lamborghinis for $1,000, assuming people actually believe me, I'm going to get a lot of sales, even if I have the worst video, a blurry images, a website that doesn't look the best. Like if people actually believe that that's going to happen, I'm going to get sales. If I have dirt that I'm selling and I wrote the best caption ever, have the best website designers in the world, it doesn't matter. I'm selling dirt. It's not going to sell, right? So you have to know the product or service itself, regardless of all the bells and whistles around it, will have the biggest impact on your ads results. The second thing is the audience/targeting. If I am selling dog leashes and my ad is finding people who don't own dogs, I have no chance to get a sale. Even if the offer is great and everything else is great, if it's not getting in front of the right customers at the right time, a sale can't happen, all right? So make sure you check out the other video that I recently came out with called The Best Way to Do Facebook Ads Targeting in 2025, so you can make sure that that is not your problem. The third thing is going to be the offer, okay? So this is your price. This is your way that you're packaging it, right? $39 is a lot different than $55 crossed out to $39. Some of you don't even need to change your price. You just need to change your perceived value. You need to make it seem like the customer is getting an amazing deal by just organizing it better, right? And you're getting free shipping and you're getting this for free and you're getting 25% off, like stacking all these things. It's not always necessary, but the way that you're presenting your offer is going to be the thing that has the next most impact. The fourth is going to be the creative. So this is going to be your image or your video. And then the fifth is going to be the back end process. So making sure your website is trustworthy, making sure that you have upsells, all right? For a lot of companies, once their ads are cranking, this is kind of the name of the game, is making sure we have all of the best apps for upselling and also email automations to follow up with the customers, to ask for a review, to see if they want to restock at a discount. The entire back-end marketing process is going to be what creates the next level of bringing your ads to the next level. So if your ads aren't working at all, it's not the back end that you need to fix, right? It's going to be one of these top four things is going to be more important. Number 6 is going to be the caption, or as it's called in Facebook Ads Manager. Sorry, I can't type today. It is called primary text in there. That is going to be the next biggest impact. And then 7th is the headline / description. All right, the headline and the description, as Facebook Ads Manager calls it. These are just little bits of text that only display on Facebook. They don't display on Instagram, which is one of the big reasons it's last. It only displays on Facebook, not Instagram, so it only has so much of an impact. But this is way more of supporting text, and the caption is what they read at first, and they're definitely looking at the image or video before that as well. So when you are getting terrible results with your ad campaign, all right? Like you are not selling a single thing. You've spent, let's say you've spent $500 on ads and you haven't sold a single thing. What should you be pointing the finger at? You should be pointing the finger at these 2 things first, if not the third one, and then maybe the fourth one, all right? If you already know that your product sells, you've sold your product outside of friends and family a bunch of times, you've already been selling your product for years, or it's this common product or service that people have been buying for a long time, then you can move on to number 2. But if you are selling a brand new invention and you just really aren't sure if it's going to work or not, this is what you point the finger at, right? For those of you starting your own clothing company, you're not sure it's going to sell or not. What you would want to look for is, I'm going to switch over to an a client's ad account, just blur everything out for you. Here's some like hard numbers to want to look at. By the time your ad reaches 1,000 impressions, you should have an add to cart. By the time your ad reaches 1,500 impressions, you should have at least one checkout initiated. And by the time your ad reaches 2,000 impressions, you should have your first purchase. If you don't hit those metrics, that is my easy way to tell that it's not looking great, all right? You can keep it on a little bit longer if you want beyond those measures. But I mean, if you get to 2,000 impressions and you don't even have an add to cart yet, that would not be good, all right? That would mean that either 1 or 2 is off. Hopefully it's 2 because it's fixable, but Facebook does so much of the targeting for you now that it usually isn't this anymore. I just have to mention this because in the past, like it was very easy to do your targeting wrong. Nowadays, Facebook gives you a lot of, there's a lot of forgiveness where it's going to figure out what you're selling. What I will say though is your targeting is mostly based on how you write your caption. Okay, so if you're doing open targeting, meaning you put nothing in the interest, like it's going to find the right people as long as you write your caption correctly. So reread your caption and make sure it's clear as day, that Facebook knows exactly what you're selling, exactly who you're trying to sell to, exactly the problem you're trying to solve, or the desire that you were trying to help people with, if it is not clear as day in the caption, that is why your targeting is wrong. So the funny thing with the caption is that the caption kind of is too, but I was like, how should I rearrange this? But like the caption itself is truly here, but the caption as it pertains to targeting is here. So know that if you feel like it's not finding the right audience, then that it's probably because you wrote your caption wrong. Now, how do you know if you're finding the wrong audience? I got you with all the numbers. That's why you want to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit the notification bell, smash the like button. If your click-through rate all is not at least 1%, your ad is not finding the right people, or people really don't want your product, okay? This would be a very simple metric. If you're not at least 1% on the click-through rate all, which click-through rate all, by the way, it's people who click your link or click see more on your caption. Both of those compound into this click-through rate percentage, so they don't necessarily have to click to your website. If they just see more on the caption, that would also count as a click. If this is below 1%, that means that 1/2 are either one of them is off or both of them are off, all right? Moving on, let's say that you're starting to get like add to carts, but you don't have purchases yet. What that would mean is that your offer isn't really getting people to bite, okay? So if you're over 1% and you're meeting those metrics that I told you about, by the way, I'm going to give you guys a free download that's this plus some other material, everything that I'm talking about. You can get this all written down. Download the guide. It's in the description, and I'll send that to you for free, and that will be like your extra reference guide to use with this video. But make sure you save this video and come back to this. You need to really ingrain this in your mind to always know what is going on. And as long as you know how to solve your problems, you're going to figure it out, all right? But you just got to know how to think about it first, because I know at the beginning I was like, maybe if I switch the caption, and like, you know, I wasn't getting any results at all. So the offer, it's not just the price, but it could also be the urgency of your offer. The sale ends this Friday. It's 20% off for the first 100 customers, whatever it is. I wouldn't do that, by the way, first 100 customers. It doesn't work well. It's much better to have a concrete ending. So you're going to say like the exact time. I even like to say it ends on Friday at midnight. It's a little bit more like it's going to happen in the customer's mind. I think it's better to be very certain. And then I do take the sale away, by the way. But maybe there's no urgency to your offer. If you're getting add to carts but not purchases, it's that people want your product, but they don't really need it now. That's how I would think about that. If you are getting purchases and you just need slightly better results, maybe your ROAS isn't very good, maybe you're not profitable, but you're getting sales. If you're getting sales, great. If you're getting sales at all, literally if you got one sale, that means that 1, 2, and 3 are at least done pretty well. Congrats. Seriously, one order, 1, 2, and 3 are at least done pretty well. The next way that you're going to really improve your campaign, though, is better creative. If that's working, right? You're profitable. Now you want to get super profitable. That's going to be coming down to your back end, the upsells, the packaging of things. Maybe you don't have to do upsells. You just start selling packages, right? A lot of people don't do this. You're trying to sell single products at a time. Try to make a package, give people a package discount. Awesome. Now you're selling $100 orders instead of $30 orders. Huge impact on your business. And then that's where it's going to come down to the fine tuning of the caption and the headline. Okay, now if you write a totally ridiculous caption, sure, you can derail your ad campaign, but I think most of you are probably not writing the most ridiculous caption that just like totally turns people off from your order. So as long as it's just like explaining what you're selling and who you're selling it to and the problem that's being solved or the desire that's being solved, you're good, all right? Even if like the wording's not perfect, but then perfecting the caption is going to be that nice little touch, and then the headline and description, that will also be that nice little touch. 6 and 7 are almost tied. 6 is definitely more important though, because it shows on both platforms. This is the order of things, okay? So just a quick review. If your ad is not selling at all, look towards 1 and 2. If it is selling, then you look for 3 to 7. All right, so let me just do a little bit of a live demonstration of how this might look for this campaign that has been running for a few days for one of my clients, all right? So we've got 4 different videos running, and you can see that Facebook is really favoring this one video, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my 3-question strategy to figure out how to adjust this campaign. The first question you're gonna ask yourself is, what's performing the best and the worst in the most accurate data column? All right, this is the only long question that you're gonna be asking, and but it really is the only way that I can say it that is exactly correct. What is the best and the worst performing ads in the most accurate data column? What is the most accurate data column? It is always ROAS. ROAS is literally the only number that doesn't lie. It factors in everything. It is your overall profitability of the ad. You should always be looking at ROAS first, okay? If you're running a lead campaign, cost per lead is your most accurate statistic. All right, so I'm going to look at this. Only this one ad has sales yet, okay? Because the other ones really haven't even run. So I'm going to say, well, this one's doing well, but still ROAS 1.88. I would like to see it better. It is getting sales. So that means that the audience and the product itself are good, because I can see that my click-through rate is over 1%, so I know it's not an audience problem, but it could be an offer problem, because if I'm really looking to increase this by a lot, which I really want this to be over 3 or 4, then changing the caption might get it to 2.2. However, changing the offer itself is how I would more move it to like 3. So that is kind of what this data is telling me to do, is I need to present the offer in a more compelling way. Then what I'll do is I'll look at the other ROAS, right? I don't even have the other ROAS yet. So what is the most next accurate data column? That would be add to cart. So I can see that I have 3 add to carts here. All right, and then I'm going to start making some inferences using my second question. My second question being, is it conclusive? Is this data conclusive? The simple answer that I like to give people is, once it's over 5 purchases, that data is a lot more conclusive. Like if it's at 5 purchases, like whatever that ROAS is, if I change nothing, I can expect that ROAS to basically stay the same, okay? Over 5 purchases, I can expect whatever ROAS I'm seeing to stay the same if I don't change anything. The other way that I look at, is it conclusive? Like for these other ones, well, dang, they're not getting any sales. Is it conclusive? I look for impressions to be at least 1,000 before I make any kind of judgment, right? I want to see 1 add to cart by the time I get to 1,000 impressions. What I can see here is I'm at 3 add to carts by the time I got to 638 impressions. So it's looking promising, actually, okay? And then the third question that I'm going to ask myself, it would be great if I could have showed you this in like a few days, right? This is still a pretty early campaign, but the third question I'm going to ask myself is why? And this is why having AI run your ads doesn't really work, because it will only look at things in the binary. It will be like, well, this ad's winning, turn off the other ones, but it won't ask why. So what I would want to do here is I would say, okay, well, this one is doing the best. Why do I think that is? And then I would watch this video. And then I would look at the other ones that aren't doing as well, and I would look into why. Now, how is this ad and this ad doing? We don't know. It's not conclusive, right? So what I'd actually do in this case is I would turn this off, because I want to force the budget to the other videos so that those can actually give me conclusive data. And I can see that this one's already got 3 add to carts, so something might happen here. But Facebook likes to choose a random ad creative to give a lot of your budget to, and it's just something that you have to temporarily pause sometimes so that the budget can run to the other things, all right? So this would be one of those cases. That is what I would do here. I would say, okay, cool, well, let me let the budget go here, and then that's all I would do for the next couple days, and then I'd come back and look at it, and then I'd ask myself, what's performing the best and the worst in the most accurate data column? It's ROAS for e-commerce, it's cost per lead for lead-based businesses. And then I'd ask myself, is it conclusive? to which I would say I want at least 1,000 impressions, and then I would want 5 purchases before I would say that this data is going to be how it's just gonna be from now on, which is really crazy, right? You would think like 5 purchases, that's pretty early. It's really not. Like whatever it is at 5, like, is pretty much gonna be what it's gonna be unless you make some kind of change. And then you're gonna ask why, because then you're gonna look for patterns. Well, these 2 ads aren't working and they have this thing similar about them. And then these 2 ads are working and they have this thing similar about them, which means that I need to make more ads like this, right? So you're gonna use those patterns that you can find of why things are and aren't working. And this is the thing that people really, really benefit from being in my programs, because this is what I'm really good at detecting. And it's just something that you kind of just need a lot of experience before you become Sherlock Holmes and you can just like figure out exactly why an ad is or is not working. That is going to be how you're going to diagnose your problems. Leave some comments below. I'll answer any of them. You can also DM me on Instagram at Derek Videll, and make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff. Book that call. See you in the next video.